Powerful Sombra will use Disengage on his next turn. This devastating attack forcibly cancels the engaged state of all units. Interesting. Alright, well. First things first. Whoops. Still can't kill you, really? Really? Can I do another combat? Houses Unite will kill you. Yeah. There's no way you're getting back to Sombron before that. Especially before that, that devastating attack. I mean, if all it does is cancel engage state, it's probably not too bad. Nice Houses Unite. This failure is my own. That should be the whole barrier.
The shield is gone. Now's our chance.
Oh, we've been chipping away. Getting him should not be a problem at this point. So now everyone aims on Sombra. Oh, I had your engage already. Right, because it reset. That's why it didn't give me engage point. That makes a lot of sense. I'm gonna override here just so I don't take damage. I don't know if this is like the end of the chapter or not. They could do a secret third phase, but I'd be kind of shocked with how this is going. Alright. Alright. You have a 40% chance to hit. Marth, please give me some dodges.
I'll begin.
I have Perceptive active.
Over here.
Which is probably what's giving me dodge. Or what's lowering his hit chance. Alright, well, Alear, you failed me. Oh, you got HP back. I'll take it. Now we have to... You have to die.
Yunaka here.
Having Yunaka kill you would be the best thing to do. Oh, you lived! How dare you?
Only what I deserve.
Oh, you're gonna die. You need more HP to do that.
I must focus.
Hi, Marin. How's it going? How are you doing on this fine... It's like Wednesday night for me. I have Diamon's turn to try and kill you. Should probably engage. Blazing Lion? We could try using Blazing Lion just to weaken you a bit. Ooh, 1500 from Gurgios? Sure.
There's my opening.
And then Ivy should be able to get the kill. She's pretty low on health. You're really low. Actually,
Pray for me.
you can't. He can't reach. His range can't go any further, so kill you.
If I may.
Nice one.
I'm gonna have you L Thunder. You'll kill with L Thunder. And I will,
I'm here.
then I'll dance with Sidal and give you another turn. I think I should heal you, though. Yeah, you don't have... I'm gonna have to dance here. Just for you to move out of the way. I mean, that's fine. We got Sombron pretty low. So we're doing really good with Sombron. Move you over here. Oh, you had Engage ready. Maybe I should have done that. Although, you would die because if you're in the range of Sombron. This will bring you pretty low. I think I'm better off using an Elixir here. So I have a lot. Alir's pretty low, but I think he'll live. Don't have an Elixir. I think I took it away because I want an extra axe on you.
Whatever
Chloe, you can attack Sombron, okay. Maybe Link. All for one. You're not close to everyone. Engage anyway, and then we'll get you closer to the others to do all for one. I don't know how much more of this boss there is. I honestly feel like this might be the end. I'm not sure though. Yeah, this is fine. It seems worth it. Especially because I'm taking 2 damage from that, and you get smashed and die. And for you, could just do this. Oh, you're gonna take a lot. Probably not worth. And move you back here. You're not really doing much. Alright, let's see how this goes. He's doing the engage thing. Right. So I shouldn't have engaged with Chloe. He's doing disengage. I mean, we still got Sombron. Okay, all that does is disengage. Honestly, that's worth a free turn. That's basically a free turn. A move that just disengages and doesn't hit is like a waste. Try to get out of the range to avoid the powerful attack. I'm probably going to kill you before that. Honestly. Okay, it does reset engages. I'm probably going to kill you this turn, to be honest with you. I'm most likely just going to kill you this turn. This final map is better than Three Houses, by the way, but not better than Shadows of Valentia. Shadows of Valentia had a really good final map, where you fight like the Duma Dragon, and also just a moment when Alm stabbed the Duma Dragon was amazing. And then like the Jeddah, that was his name. I was gonna say the Death Knight, but that's Three Houses. Jeddah was there too. You didn't have to beat Jeddah. I think Three Houses had the best, or not Three Houses, Shadows of Valentia had the best final map of the FE games I played. This one's a close second though, of the three I played. I like this final map more than Three Houses, at least Golden Deer. I haven't done the Black Eagles one in a while. Not to say Three Houses one is bad. I want Alear to get the final kill if possible.
Until the end.
If possible. It's gonna be kind of hard to proc. I would have to maybe have Fugato attack. Radiant Bow here. I think Alear can finish this off from 10 damage or 10 HP.
I'll begin.
Over here.
Stop missing. Alright, can Alear do 12 damage? Time to find out.
Understood.
Alear, can you just kill here? Don't miss. There's a 30% chance to hit.
My turn.
The chain attack. Alright, we're good. Yeah, it's the end. With a slowdown like that, it's probably the end. I'd be shocked otherwise.
Then I will be denied my reunion.
We've won, Sombron.
Now I will never return home. Perhaps that is just as well. I am tired. Tired of searching in every shadow.
For the Emblem of Foundations?
I would look in sunless woods, gloomy caves, the shade of a dead tree. In such places, I felt my emblem again. Now, that is all over.
You chose to be alone, yet continued to look for this emblem. Why?
Perhaps I wanted someone to appreciate how far I had come, all on my own. Someone to see me, who I am, after millennia of being cast away.
I could have been that person. Or Vale, or our siblings. Why didn't you let us? Why choose to start these wars?
I need no connections. Not in your world.
Even at the end, you don't want to be a father to us. Very well. You'll be only the fell dragon. An evil that we slayed. That's how we'll remember you.
Do as you please. I have been alone for all this time. Why should my death be different? I do not need mercy or pity. I will fade in this place, apart from the one I yearn to see.
Do you remember the invocation?
What?
The invocation for the Emblem of Foundations.
I have tried. Again and again I said the words. It was no use.
Still, it couldn't hurt to try. One last time.
All right. Burn. Burn us, Emblem of Foundations. Oh, this light. Oh, at last we meet again.
Papa? I don't see anyone.
I don't either. It must be someone only he can see. An old friend. The one person he truly let in.
You and I. Let us be on our way. Once more. Engage.
Papa.
He's gone. And the ring for the Emblem of Foundations. That's gone with him. Our fight is over. Let's go home.
Finally.
It's time to shut this portal, once and for all. The portal is closing. Once it's shut, the war ends, and balance returns to the world.
We did it!
Oh, it's really time to say goodbye.
This was a wonderful journey. Thank you for letting us share it with you.
No. Thank you, Marth. I'm so sad to see you go. But it's time to stand tall and say goodbye. Thank you for keeping your promise. You really were my ally, my friend, through it all. I just hope I'll be strong enough for whatever lies ahead.
You will be. You're already much stronger than 1,000 years ago. Or the day you awakened. I know you'll carry on the Emblem's legacy. And your mother's. We will not be here to help you anymore. Now, it's your turn to help others. As the Divine Dragon, and as an Emblem.
I will.
You're not doing this alone. We'll be there to support you, brother.
We can't replace Marth and the others, but we'll do what we can.
Yes. Please, don't worry. It's no good. Here come the tears.
I wish we didn't have to lose you.
We were just getting to know you, and now... goodbye forever?
Please do not cry.
But
This world's burdens are yours to shoulder. Meet them proudly. You should not always hold back tears. But please, for now, try to.
I agree. I'd like for us to part with smiles on our faces. That's how I want us to remember each other. In joy, not sorrow.
me too.
It seems this is goodbye. But we'll never bid farewell to what we learned together.
I'll miss you.
But I know you'll choose the right paths to walk.
Alright, so we're probably gonna get all these, like, goodbyes from the emblems and then game over. Like, I don't really see what else they can do here.
We'll always be together in spirit, no matter the distance. Build a bright future.
Yes, and there's the other Fire Emblem games, should you desire.
Don't worry. I can see that your lives will be filled with hope and happiness.
It's a good thing I'm not streaming because my internet is dying and I don't need internet to record, luckily.
Go out and create a better world. I know you can. I know you will.
I will be praying for you. Praying that your world is filled with kindness and laughter. Wherever you go, may the blessings of Mother Earth and Father Sky follow.
Oh, Wendy Lee. Who else do we have? Oh, Roy.
I'm glad to have known you. I hope you make an Arcadia of this land.
We got Lucina, right? Who am I missing? Marth's probably gonna get his own, even though Marth had a long speech already. Oh, Leaf. I forgot about Leaf.
If your
Leaf is so forgettable.
band together, there is no hardship you cannot overcome.
And we don't get, like, obviously the DLC ones don't count. Violet was first. Oh, and Sigurd?
Know love as well as grief.
Oh, is this...
Honor your bonds. Carry the light. And nothing will be impossible.
Dude, I think this is in descending order from release. They went Byleth, Horin. Oh, no, never mind. We didn't do Celica.
Lead with compassion, Divine One. And may your happiness be eternal.
Or it's just the order we got them. I thought it was descending order from release, like Byleth then, but then it had to... Celica would have to be second if that were the case. Oh yeah, Marth gets his own.
This is the moment.
So it is.
Thank you. You are a member of our family. The emblem who connects us all. If ever we cross paths again. No, when we cross paths again, I hope that you will remember us. We who existed together for this time. The 13 emblems.
Of course I'll remember you. Everything about you. And all the times we shared. Even when we're apart. We'll always be connected.
A very
Thank
Kingdom
you
Hearts
for
of you.
standing with me. Until the very end.
Thanks for making the gameplay fun. Gameplay was like... It hard carried this game,
Emblems.
and even then it dragged.
My family. You gave me courage, strength, and inspiration. I will follow your example. Always. I promise. Let's go back home, everyone. Back to Elios.
Oh! Freedom! I'm done! Freedom! I'm done. Oh, I do like this. This is another thing I like that Fire Emblem does. It shows you results of, like, MVPs and stuff. Three Houses does it. Shadows of Valentia does it. As far as I'm concerned, they all do it. It's really neat. I'll let this go by and talk about the game. Oh, I am free. It should be no secret how I feel at the end of this game. I'm not gonna be 100% negative, but I will say this game cannot get higher than a 6. I would give this game a 7. If it ended like, I don't know, 40, if it was like a 30 to 40 hour game, I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. But this game went on for so long. This is like 50 hours, maybe a little more. It would have been more with all the paralogs. I cut it short by not doing, I missed like 5 paralogs. But, give or take. Anyway, yeah. Let's talk about three houses. Let's talk about Engage. I've been pretty vocal about how I feel with this game. It's no secret that this game had a fine start. But I'm going to talk about what I really love about the game, and there's really only one thing I love about the game. There's one thing I think is neat, and there's one thing I love. The gameplay in this game is really fun. The way the emblems work, the way you can mix and match them with the characters, the different skills you can get, the skill points, the inheriting skills. Just, you could play this game in so many different ways, and you can mix and match units with the emblems. It's really fun. It's really fun, and it allows for a lot of experimentation and also replay value. if I were to ever replay this game, I would skip all the cutscenes and just do it solely for the gameplay, because genuinely, the gameplay was fun, and you're probably like, oh, Nova, you said the gameplay, you said you were getting sick of the game. Probably past like 30 hours. Past 30 hours, I was getting sick with the game entirely. The gameplay was fun. It's fun, but it wasn't enough to carry the rest of the 20 hours. After 30 hours, after around 30 hours, I don't know what chapter, like after like, I don't know, chapter 13 or 14, it was just not enough. The gameplay was fun, but it wasn't enough to carry the rest of the game, I would say. That being said, the gameplay is really fun. I love mixing and matching with the emblems. I love how the emblems function, and some of the maps are really good. And I feel like the difficulty is also fairly balanced in this game. I played on hard till like chapter 17, and it felt fine difficulty-wise. I switched to normal, and the difficulty still felt fine. So, I mean, I would have been fine. Maybe the beginning would have been easy on normal, but normal for the late game was fine. I didn't feel it was too easy, so... yeah. Also, I didn't do, like, all the paralogs and get all the best weapons, so maybe I would have steamrolled it if I did all that, but who knows. Yeah, the gameplay in this game is really, really good. It's, like, the only thing that makes this, like, a good game. The supports are neat. Fire Emblem always does good with supports. The characters in the supports are neat. There are some neat supports. They're not, like, to the level of, like, 3 houses. Shadows of Valentia didn't really have good supports either because they were, like, in battle. They were kind of brief. They're not, like, 3 houses and 3 hopes level supports, but they were neat. The supports were neat. I got some chuckles out of the supports. However, the rest of this game is, like, not very good. It's not good. The music is very forgettable. There's very little tracks in the game that I'm like, oh, this sounds pretty good. The music's like whatever. It's not terrible, but some of the paralog themes are good, but the music is not good enough for me to want to look it up. It has nothing against 3 Houses and Shadows of Valentia. And the story in this game. The story actually, like, it had promise in the beginning, and I know what you're thinking. Oh, Nova, the story is like nothing. You know, collecting the emblem rings, getting on the MacGuffins, Alear is like the descendant of the dragon. Like, I don't mind the setup. I don't mind how simplistic it is. Because my favorite game of all time, Grandia, is just about a kid who wants to get a sense of adventure and he matures. Grandia doesn't have a super deep story, but what its simplicity is what makes it great. You care about the characters, and I love the characters in Grandia. Another example is Wild Arms. Wild Arms 1 has a really simple story, and I think it gets it done really well. Yo, Ivy was the MVP of the last chapter. Deserved. Best girl. By the way, Ivy and Diamant, best 2 characters. Some other standouts are like Yunaka, Chloe, Pondreo, Panette was pretty good. They were nice, but they were really only good in supports. But yeah, the story in this game is fine in the beginning. I don't mind it being simple. The story just drags. It's a whole lot of nothing. It's a whole lot of nothing. It's just like, oh, hey. I have to read this, actually. Alear took after Lemera as a divine dragon monarch. The bonds he forged with his allies resulted in a lasting peace. Records speak of a blue-haired emblem cutting down the last of the corrupted, but whether it was the new monarch or one of his allies is a mystery. I do like they do this as well. Everyone that survives. After the Divine Dragon Monarch took the throne, Vander ceded his role as steward, choosing to live as a knight on the Somnial. The new monarch and his friends visited Vander often. He always met the group with a smile as he took great joy in remembering their journey. I'm gonna get back to talking about the story and the characters after all of this. Clan succeeded Vander as a steward. As he grew older, his level-headed demeanor was likened to Vander's own. He so revered the Divine Dragon Monarch that when it was time to select the 34th generation of stewards, he tested candidates on their love for Alear. Oh, it shows you most used emblem. Nice. Fram served as a steward, maturing into a protective force every bit as calm and attentive as Vander. Her zeal for the Divine Dragon Monarch never wanted when it came to choose the stewards. As King of Firene, Alfred forged a new non-aggression pact with Lethos and the other countries, ensuring a long period of peace. Records reveal Alfred's reign was brief as he died an early death. However, he was loved by his people, and there's no doubt his life was full of joy. I do like that Fire Emblem does this. It's really neat. Besides serving Firene with her own strength, Etienne bulked up its soldiers with a regimen of weight training and muscle stimulants. Some said that it was at odds with... Yeah, I can't read this fast. It's on screen. You guys can read it there. Oh, defeated. Yeah, Bocheron defeated. Makes sense. can't, like, press A through this? Weird. Rest in peace, Botron. I think only 2 people died in this playthrough. Celine dedicated her life to peace in the kingdom of Firene. This sometimes meant taking the unpopular position of punishing those who disturbed order. Her favorite tea became known as a tea of blessings in Firene. Legend had it that those who drank the tea would find joy. Classic Celine. Louis retired as a knight and became a butler to the royal family. The black tea he brewed and his attentive care aided them in running the government. His interest in people watching was a lifelong love, but however many tried to join him, he always preferred to stroll gardens alone. Louis comforted the royal family and her fellow soldiers with deliveries of folk food. Soon, Firene's local delicacies started including more unusual flavors. Years later, she met someone at the food stall, and they had a fairy tale whirlwind romance that blossomed to a long-lost love. Oh, good for Chloe. As the new king of Brodia, Diamant, my man! Diamant ordered a halt to all invasions and worked to reform his people attitudes on Elusia. Some nobles resisted Diamant at first, but his vision for the future earned their favor. Brodia was able to shift to a booming, trade-based economy. Amber was overjoyed to see Diamant sit on Brodia's throne. He patrolled the kingdom to quell post-war chaos, and misadventure followed him with every step. In time, he became one of the legends he had so admired. Portraits always placed him near an alpaca, confounding scholars. Oh, Jade defeated the voice of Kisara, the Kisara lookalike. This is really cool. I like when Fire Emblem does this. Only 2 deaths in this playthrough. That's not too bad. Botron was unfortunate. He died before Alcris. Alcris took on all clerical duties at Brodia Castle and provided to Elusia's recovery effort. 2 nations grew to trust each other, expanding mutual trade. He was praised as a brilliant yet humble strategist who kept his brother, the new king, safe, just as he promised his late father. Lapis. Lapis traveled to war-torn towns and taught citizens how to repair their homes. At every stop, she left large, delicious potatoes from the farm in their home village. Taters. Potato goddess. Citron redoubled her efforts to sway Brodian nobles away from warfare by advocating peace. Some were unmoved, but many took her words to heart. Despite the great weight on her shoulders, her graceful smile was ever present, especially at the balls and galas that she so loved. Oh, best girl. As Queen of Elusia, Ivy strove to rebuild her war-torn nation and improve its insular culture through diplomacy with Brodia. Her decision to import ore gave rise to lucrative mineral processing industry. Zelkov. After completing his work as Princess Ivy's retainer, Zelkov's new pursuit was to create a shelter for the children in Elusia who were orphaned by the war. He and his new family were very happy. It's said that the children all learned to speak in quite a profound and meaningful way. This is Fire Emblem. We have a lot of characters to go through. We should be getting close, though. Kogetsu disappeared after Ivy's coronation. Some said he was off searching for a worthy opponent. In fact, he had gone home to ask his family's permission to live in Elusia and serve the queen. I'm only reading a paragraph because it goes so fast. Ah! Oh, I hate you. After her sister's coronation, Hortensia returned to Elusia's academy and soon graduated at the top of her class. We should be getting close to the end. Hortensia was like one of the last units. There's still a few more. They didn't do Yunaka yet. Rosardo was dubbed a knight for his service. He traveled the land seeking to destroy the corrupted for good, resuming his studies only when that task was done. Though she dubbed a knight for her service, Goldmary soon discovered that her true gift was teaching. She became a top instructor at Lugia's academy. Yeah, I'm not bothering reading the second paragraph, only if it's a character I actually care about. Tamara traveled far and wide after the war. Still, she never forgot her duties as queen, returning to the palace often to greet guests with a smile. The people Tamara met during her travels cared very much for her, and she became the most beloved queen in Solm's history. Tamara's also pretty neat. I want to talk more about the characters and story and elaborate on what I think of them. Marin traveled with Tamara, gathering material for her book on rare creatures. Though it had few readers upon publication, the work came to be treasured for its insights on dragons. In later years, Marin went back home and took her place as matriarch, uniting her village. Panette served Tamara as her knight and ensured her safety through devious ploys. In time, she could also subdue an enemy with a single blow. Though she searched for her missing parents, she never found them. Still, she quietly rebuilt her family's church. Pandreo should be next. Oh no, Fogado. Fogado was also pretty good. Fogado traveled aimlessly until Tamara's coronation and then returned to the palace to serve behind the scenes as her advisor. I don't have time to read all that. People of Solm, as a group, the Solm people are my favorite. I like Tamara, Fogado, Pandreo, Panette. Pandreo founded a popular new religion, worshipping all dragons. He planned a huge vacuous party in Lethos, but when Vander balked, he made it slightly tamer. He's cheerful. Howl later became known as the special pair of the Divine Dragon Monarch. Good for Pandreo. I don't care about Banette. I'm not gonna waste my breath. I didn't really get to know Banette. I didn't do like any of his supports or use them at all. That's what I mean by don't care. Fire Emblem has so many characters anyway. Anna finally reunited with her family. She had many sisters, all with the same name and face, but only she had ever traveled with the Divine Dragon Monarch. Still need Yunaka and Vale, I guess. Oh, right. Forgot about John. Became a great doctor after taking over his father's clinic. He visited Lethos once a month to make house calls. I'm really hungry. This is really cool, though. I like when Fire Emblem. There she is. After the war, Yunaka became a street performer. She put on a captivating act for a few years, then vanished without a trace. Did she perish, start a new life far away? The truth is unknown. Some say the Divine Dragon's matriarch use of unusual words was due to her influence. Sadal, voice of Dohaline, became famous the world over for his dancing and fortune-telling. In later years, he was a traveling performer, telling him of his time with Alir. According to the fortune he read for himself, he was fated to meet good people, enjoy great food, and live a happy life indeed. Happy life indeed. Words. After the war, Lyndon returned home to a leisurely retirement. He passed on the peaceful spring morning, returning to the side of his beloved wife in the hereafter. Should be getting to the end. Lyndon was the last character to recruit. I think Vale's going to be last. Oh, I forgot about this girl. Returned to Brodia Castle, took up a position in King Diamant's personal guard. Later in life, she retired to her village, started a seafood restaurant. The place attracted customers from far and wide. Errors, Vale. Vale took over Gradlon and made it to lush green land. She resisted the crown for over a century, then at last gave in to her people's wishes and became the first monarch of Gradlon. By then, many of her old friends had died, but their offspring in Alir were at the event. Mavier strove to atone by aiding others. His good deeds continued into late life when he went out and was never heard from again. Some say he was in an accident, others that had a victim of the Four Hounds took revenge. Only certainly that Vale and the Divine Dragon Monarch were in his thoughts until the end. Are we done? Can I continue talking about the game? Story and characters? That's all I have to talk about. Oh, more credits. Alright. This is nice artwork. I'm talking over this. The story in this game is fine. I don't mind that it's simple, you know? Because Grandia, Wild Arms, two examples of games with simple stories. Even Tales of Graces to an extent. You don't need a to me at least. Some people might be like, oh, you need a deep story. To me, you don't need a deep story to be good. As long as the story, like, gets its job done. I prioritize characters over story. If your characters... Oh, this is gonna get copywritten, probably. This is beautiful art. The characters can lift a simple story, if you have a simple story. Like, Grandia, Wild Arms, and Tales of Graces are my big three examples of games that don't have super deep stories. Dragon Quest XI... sort of, although its main story has problems because it has a silent protagonist. But I would consider Dragon Quest XI's main story good, because its characters are great. So yeah, Dragon Quest XI, Wild Arms, Grandia, Tales of Graces. Big four examples I could think of. That have simple stories, and I like them. The thing is, I feel like Fire Emblem Engage's story isn't so much... It's simple, yeah, but... It's just... Nothing really happens in it. You collect all the emblem rings. Alright, neat setup. Collect all the emblem rings, going to all the nations. That's a cool setup. And then I feel like when the emblem rings get taken is when the game just sort of falls flat. The game falls flat when the emblem rings get taken because it feels like nothing really happens. You're kind of just roaming around. You're like doing things, trying to get the emblems back. I feel like two things I feel like could have been done. One, this game needed build-up. This game needed build-up for the characters. Alir is a meh protagonist. I could not care less about Alir. And I do like Diamond and Ivy. Diamond and Ivy are my favorite characters. And Tamara's neat. The thing is, the game's story doesn't utilize its characters really well. The game's story is like, it kind of feels like the game is like checklisting its story. Like, alright, we need to have this setup. We have these emblem rings. They have to collect all the emblem rings and stop the Fell Dragon. They have a setup, right? And it's not the fact that it's simple. The game just... Nothing happens, really. I feel like after, like, Chapter 8 or something, the game starts to fall flat. I don't remember when the emblem rings are taken, but whenever the emblem rings are taken, the game starts to fall flat. Not that the game was exciting before, but it had potential to be, like, fine, you know? like I said, if the characters were great in the story, the game would have been lifted for me, like story-wise. The thing is, Alear is not a great protagonist in my mind. The game does very little to make you care about Alear, and it doesn't utilize like Ivy, Alfred, Tamara, and Diamant, and everyone in the cutscenes. Because again, you're gonna be like, Nova, you like Three Houses so much, but not every character's involved, because that's the way Fire Emblem is. They can't involve every character because they don't account for who's alive. That's fair. However, this game had Ivy, Diamant, Tamara, later on Vale, Alfred. They were in the cutscenes as if they were supposed to feel involved. But the thing is, they don't do anything in the story. Not even Alear really does all that much until the very end of the game. But yeah, the characters aren't really interesting. And then the end game just gets crazy with like, oh yeah, Alear's actually the divine dragon of the Fell Dragon's child. Vale is like a good person, but you think she's a bad person. She has like a dark side, and like Vale and Alear are siblings, and the game doesn't have any build-up to make you care about anything happening. And then there's like time travel or something, like you meet the Alear of the past, Alear like dies, becomes a corrupted. I'm going out of order, but I'm just talking about how nonsense the end game is. The end game is nonsense. It's nonsense. And then they were trying to give, I want to talk about this during the ending, but I didn't want to interrupt the ending anymore. They were trying to give like Sombron, they were trying to make you feel bad for the Hounds and Sombron upon their final death and like the final chapters. The game should have done more build-up. The game should have had more build-up for the villains, for the characters. It just didn't do anything. Like the game's story feels so empty. And it also feels like it's padding at the very end of the game too. Another thing is, if this game was like 30 to 40 hours, I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. This game is way too long. This game overstays its welcome. And the supports are neat. Some of the characters are neat in the supports, like again, Pondreo, Tamara, Panette, Chloe even. Like, they're neat in their supports. And again, I'm not expecting the game to be like, oh, you need to have the characters involved in the story. The characters that are there in the story don't do anything. Even Alear as a protagonist is very lacking. The Emblem rings, this picture reminded me, the Emblem rings are incredibly wasted in this game, other than the fact that they're fan service. The Emblem rings, like, the game, I never cared about Alear and Marth having a relationship or a bond. When they were like, oh, we have to say goodbye, I never really cared, because the game never made me care about the Emblem rings. The Emblem rings felt like MacGuffins and items and objects the whole game. The game did very little to make me care about the Emblem rings. If they had the kidnapping scene later, maybe it would have helped.
Today's the day of my coronation. Today, I'll be crowned the Divine Dragon King. I had hoped that all of you would be standing by my side for the occasion. But I guess not.
Shine on! Emblem of Beginnings!
Worth a try. I wonder if we'll ever meet again.
Aha! I knew we'd find you in here.
We must have looked everywhere.
Everyone.
The coronation is going to start any minute now.
All right, time to get changed, unless you're wearing that.
Yeah, I guess I should, huh? Huh?
Oh, hurry up! Come on!
Oh, okay! I'm coming!
That's nice. Good way to end it.
In the future, our paths may cross once more. Our bonds can be reforged time and again. Whenever you desire, you need only say the word.
I'm not doing the DLC, Marth. Engage. Don't interrupt me. I'm not doing the DLC, Marth, if that's what you're implying. Anyway, I would be fine with the game being a simple story. The story does not need to be out there, but this game doesn't really have a story for a majority of it. The beginning is like a setup. It's a fine premise, you know. I'm fine with the premise, but like when the Emblem Rings get kidnapped and like for the whole mid game and like before like the whole you find out Alir's a fell dragon child, the game, nothing happens. Nothing happens. It's just like, oh, area to area with dialogue, you're going and getting people, but nothing really happens. I don't feel accomplishment in the story. I feel like nothing is getting done during that time. So, this game really needed build up. It didn't need anything crazy. I know Fire Emblem is not really like known for its story. Like, even Three Houses story isn't like a gold medal. But Three Houses, I care about the house leaders in their story. And Three Houses is a different case because it has 3 different routes. Shadows of Valentia, I care about Alm and Celica and some of the other characters in it. Alir falls flat as a protagonist. I do not care at all about Alir. Like, he's not terrible, but he's just nothing to me. The game just needed build-up. I think the game just needed... It had a lot of emotional moments in the end that were supposed to make you care. Like, forget Lumera's death in the beginning, like, not that, but like, the whole Vale and Alir sequence, Alir dying and becoming a corrupted, Alir talking to his corrupted, or his self from 1,000 years ago, corrupted Lumera, fake Lumera being there, and then like the Hounds dying, and then like trying to give Sombron sympathy. There were moments in this game where they tried, and also the stuff with like when they had to close the portal to the worlds of the emblems. They had scenes in the end game that were like, oh yeah, we have to we're trying to get emotional impact out of the player and trying to get something out of them, but it doesn't work because I wasn't caring. The game didn't grip me. The story like never gripped me. The characters in the story never gripped me. Even Ivy and Diamant, who are like the 2 best characters, they were wasted in the story. It's unfortunate because I really like Diamant and I really like Ivy. And Alfred's fine. Tamara I kind of like. And Vale is fine. But, and you don't even have to include the others, but the characters that were present in the story were wasted. They weren't utilized all that well. The villains are incredibly wasted. I don't care about the 4 Hounds. I don't care about Sombron. Vale was a villain. Vale, they did fine. I mean, not even Vale they did fine with. Like, they tried with Vale. They could have had more with her, too. It all just feels so, like, they have no build-up and they expect you to care. And the Emblem Rings could have been a cool concept. They could have made the emblems, like, the bond between Marth and Alir feel more organic, and it just didn't. So, yeah, 6 out of 10. If this game was shorter, I'd give it like a 7 out of 10, but this game is too long, and it started to drag in the end game. Even the gameplay was fun, don't get me wrong. The gameplay was the best thing about this game, hands down. But by hour 30, give or take, hour like 30 to 35, I was like, even the gameplay isn't enough to make me want to keep playing this. That's fine. I'm likely never going to play this game again. If I do, it'll just be to like... Don't play that.
Fire Emblem.
If I do play this game again, it's just for gameplay. It's just to like do some kind of challenge run shenanigans. Not challenge run. I shouldn't say that because people are gonna be like, "Oh, you do challenge runs?" No, it'd be like for gameplay alone to mix and match emblems. But we're done. I'm not doing any of the Fells Analog. I'm not doing the other paralogs. I'm done. Engage is complete. I don't know how many videos this will be. This is like hour and 40 minutes. I'll probably do 2 videos. Maybe this playthrough will end like around part 150. That'll be a nice number to end it. So maybe 2 videos for this. We'll see how it pans out. But Engage is done. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, oh, Nova, you really didn't like Engage by the end of it. You're probably not going to play another Fire Emblem game. Wrong. I plan to play future Fire Emblem games. Probably not past Fire Emblem games. I would have to be really bored and have nothing to play to want to play a past Fire Emblem game. I would look at Path of Radiance if I wanted to. I have plans to play whatever Fire Emblem game they released, most likely. Like if they want to release like a remake of an older one or a new game entirely, I plan to play new released Fire Emblem games most likely because the gameplay is fun. They never let me down with the gameplay, and the supports are always really fun. So, those 2 things they nailed, and at the end of the day, I don't think Engage is terrible. I think Engage is like good. However, if you're expecting a good story and good characters, you know, keep your expectations limited. If you're looking for a good strategy game and you don't care about anything else, then you should give this game a try because it's a really fun strategy game. Like a 6 out of 10. That's a slightly above average. The gameplay is what makes this above average for me. But this game isn't terrible. It's good. Good. Like, would I play it again? Probably not. I played it the once, I'm good. But it was fun sometimes, but the story and the characters left a lot to be desired. And the music. But yeah, those of you watching, hope you all enjoyed. I will, whenever a new Fire Emblem game releases, I'll most likely play it. Other than that, I'll play other RPGs like I play Persona. I'm going through the Wild Arms series right now. Tales of Final Fantasy, Star Ocean, Second Story R is coming out soon. So lots of RPGs if you want to check those out. Even some platformers I'll get into again. But yeah, thank you all for watching. See you all next time.